Well, we're getting back to a standard today, so let's jump in and see what I mean. This one kind of comes with two names. It's the GYR Overpowered Attacking 442. It's also known, as you can see on the screen, GYR Juggernaut 442 version 2 for FM24. It is by GYR. There's no description, however, there is a video as always. If there's a video, check it out. Usually explains why they created it, how they created it, how to work with it. So definitely, as always, take a look at the video and see how you can, see what you can glean from it. That is a little bit more than the data I give you here on our teams. It does look like in the video he checked it out with several teams. Manchester United being tops of the league, Celtic doing very well. He took an Indonesian team and did, I think, somewhat well. But we're going to take a look at it with our three teams of Liverpool and Aston Villa in the Premier League and our championship side of Ipswich Town. So with all that said, let's just dive into the Premier League and see how our teams did. Well, taking a look at the Premier League, something happened to Liverpool. 7th place, 66 points, 95 goals. Aston Villa in 4th, though, with 74 and 77 goals. Yeah, something happened there. So with that, we're going to start with Aston Villa this time around. Unfortunately, the domestic cup's losing out to Newcastle 1-2 in the Carabao Cup 4th round. They do get to the FA Cup semi-finals, but lose out to Arsenal 0-1. However, they do pick up a trophy for the season, the Europa Conference League final 2-0 over Bayer Leverkusen. Very well done. So overall, not a bad season whatsoever. Semi-finals of the FA Cup, winners of the Conference League. You do get 4th place in the Premier League, so I would definitely take it. Squad-wise, they still don't have a lot of green, but they actually have more than usual, which is kind of interesting to see. But 21 goals for Moussa Diaby, 19 for Zaniolo and Morgan Rogers. Assists, 13 is tops for Douglas Luiz and Leon Bailey. Interesting. But average rating, you get Alex Moreno with a 720. I have to say, some of these numbers seem a little bit down for their usual, at least for a good attacking side tactic. But now we hit up Liverpool. They did get to the Carabao Cup final, winning over Newcastle 3-0. A 3-0 win over Newcastle there as well. The FA Cup quarters is where they drop out against Arsenal 1-2. And they get to the Europa League final, winning 3-2 over Roma. So it worked at least a bit. So overall, 2 trophies this season is pretty nice. Quarterfinals of the FA Cup, whatever. But 7th place in the league, that's not great. Squad-wise, they do have some green here, but I mean, it's usually not too much more than usual. Goals, 23 for Salah, 23 for Jota. Nunez gets 22, and we'll take a look at him in a minute, but assists, 23 for Szoboszlai is not too bad. And then average rating, Nunez gets a 733. But now here's where some of the issues might have happened. Nunez did very well. Unfortunately, he had a major 4 to 6 month injury. So damaged cruciate ligaments. Joe Gomez was out for 5 to 7 months, and he's usually a big time player in this season, at least in FM24. So we have some big injuries here that could definitely have caused some issues. Endo out for 4 months. So yeah, it could cause a slide in the league. Data Hub, funny enough for Aston Villa, they are not up there as we'd expect a little bit. I mean, they're definitely down in the goals. Defensively, it's about average, I would say. 2.03 goals per game is low for these two teams. 1.03 conceded, 1.27 XG against. The conceded is actually pretty low, which is nice. Liverpool do get up there. It looks like a baseball diamond right there. They got the dribbles. They've got some good attacking numbers. Defensively, they are a little bit down from their usual. 2.5 goals per game is not bad. 1.32 conceded is definitely higher than their usual, but 1.12 XG against. Premier League stats, Aston Villa getting up there in 4th place with 1.95 points per game. Liverpool making the list with 1.74. Those are really low for these two teams, though. But Liverpool in 1st with 95 goals. Aston Villa in 3rd with 77. Fewer shots against, Liverpool with 353, 367 for Aston Villa. Most possession, 52% for Liverpool. Most dribbles made, Liverpool with 669 and Aston Villa with 640. Most tackles won, Aston Villa in 7th with 879. And then most shots for, Liverpool with 654, Aston Villa with 566. But now how did Ipswich Town do in the championship? They actually get 1st place by a whopping 17 points. That is pretty crazy. 122 goals is really well done. Domestic Cups, they get to the Carabao Cup 4th round, unfortunately losing to Manchester City 0-1. Not a bad scoreline. They get to the FA Cup 4th round, losing 2-3 against Chelsea. So overall, they're back to 1st place. That's all I really care about. Everything else, water under the bridge. They get some green there in the squad, though, but unfortunately, you'd like to see a lot more, of course. But 20 goals for Connor Chaplin, 18 for Hurst, and only 16 starts. 24 assists for Wes Burns, 16 for Leif Davis. That's an interesting turn of events. But Donasian gets a 7-4-0, 7-3-2 for Leif Davis. Championship stats, 2.28 points per game for Ipswich in first. Most goals in first, of course, with 122. Fewest shots against in fifth with 421. And most shots for in first with 768. So let's just dive in and see what this 4-4-2 has to offer. We get a sweeper keeper in defend is where we start. Wingbacks on the left and the right in attack. Ball playing defenders in defend. You got an inverted winger in attack on the left and winger in attack on the right. A box-to-box in support next to a CM in defend, an advanced forward in attack, and a pressing forward in support. Attacking mentality in possession, attacking width is fairly wide, approach play is pass into space, focus play down the left and the right, passing directness is shorter, tempo is higher, low crosses and run defense. In transition, counter press, counter, roll it out. And then out of possession, a high press line of engagement, a much higher defensive line, trigger press much more often, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, and step up more. But now, how did it work for our three teams? Well, I mean, Ipswich clearly doing a fantastic job with this. I mean, 4-4-2s a lot of time are well suited for the championship. 122 goals, very well done, 105 points. But now Aston Villa and Liverpool in the Premier League. Liverpool having some issues. I'm going to assume at least part of that was health reasons. Just a lot of players, several key players are out for quite a while. Aston Villa in fourth, though, is a pretty nice job. So shoring up the back line, getting some goals in there as well. Looks like it could be a 4-4-2 to definitely take a look at. If you like that sort of formation, if you have the players for that formation, I would check it out and see what it's like. But for Liverpool, yeah, they just need to be healthy. So, but that's it for me, 7FM for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.